I'm sitting on the floor so I can do this. Ready? Scoot, scoot in frame. Hello. So without getting into a very long intro slash spiel, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you what we're gonna do today. Trying on every single piece of vintage clothing that I own. I've seen other people do this on YouTube and I always find it very satisfying to watch, also because I'm super nosy. Sort of an opportunity for me to do it, but with vintage items. I think it'll be interesting to actually step back and see how much of it really is vintage, because I am a cheap ass bitch. A lot of the times will prefer to just thrift my clothing, so therefore it's not actually vintage, but it looks vintage. I'm curious to see how much vintage I actually do own. I'm just gonna go ahead and say yes, it may look like I have a lot of clothes. I think we all find joy in different things, and I think, especially when it comes to vintage fashion, I look at it as not only buying items of clothing, but you're also buying a piece of history. Even if I don't really intend to wear an item of clothing all that much, I like to has it. I like to think of who owned it before me, the stories that it went through. There are a lot of things about different time periods that are not great. But I think when it comes to clothing, that's definitely what I'm drawn to. I intended not to have a long intro, but I feel like that was an extremely long intro. Oops. This is every vintage item that I own. Okay, so it's no secret that I have a problem when it comes to white or cream blouses, but to be fair, every one that I own serves its own purpose and has little details that I love. Like these sleeves. Essentially, if it makes me feel like Lestat, I am all in. I also have a lot of Edwardian inspired tops, some with horrible back buttons. I like to think that I have a good balance of more basic tops and then tops that have more drama. Take me up, up with you, theory of way up. I'm also really drawn to tops that make me feel like a pioneer, or Marilla Cuthbert, or a Civil War soldier. It's a fine line. Also, I am so sorry for my limp noodle hands. I just don't know what to do with them, okay? I personally like to make sure all my tops give off different vibes, like 1930s elementary school jock, my life as a Victorian vampire, 1950s Ravenclaw jock. This one is supposedly from the 1900s, but I'm a little skeptical about how good the quality is. I bought this one a couple weeks ago. I believe it's a theater piece from the 1930s or 40s. It was only 20 bucks, and I feel like I need to be carrying a lute and serenading a witcher. I don't know if this one actually counts as vintage, but it's so dang comfy I needed to show it. If you've been on this channel for pretty much any amount of time, you know that I love me a good vest, and how instantly Hobbit it can make an outfit. This one is a gentleman's waistcoat from the early 1900s, and it reminds me of the Peaky Blinders. This one is also a really old piece. It's one of those instances that I just kind of needed to own it. I don't think I could ever actually wear it unless I did some serious TLC first. Blazers are another good way to transform an outfit, and yet again, they all have their different feels. Like this one. You button it up, and all of a sudden you're a wealthy equestrian heading down to the track. This one is a men's military jacket, which can be a little hard to style, but I just wanted it because of the history factor. Coats are super important when you live in New England and end up wearing them about 75.3% of the year. And also cloaks. I'm not super confident that this is actually vintage, but let's be real, I was probably going to show you anyways. Princess coats are basically my favorite thing in the entire world, and I've mainly used this coat for the past 6 years. This one is a men's coat from the Edwardian era, which came with a pair of ladies' gloves sewn into the lining. Riddle me that. Take me up along with you, me darling, do, and let us go away into a latitude about as near as anybody that has ever reached. Dresses are the hardest area to schmooze modern into vintage, so I usually just go straight vintage with them. And of course, they all need to have their own themes. Wednesday Addams, Beetlejuice, 50s Business Bitch. I just really like Halloween. Yes, I know it's wrinkly. Don't come for me. The only pink item of clothing that I own. Basically, there are two things that are very important to me. Swoosh and pockets. I'm also really drawn to dirndl dresses because of the history and the heritage, but also they're so dang flattering. And I have a few formal dresses that I never wear. This is me realizing this dress may be on backwards, and me realizing it was totally on backwards. I truly don't ever have occasions to wear these, so they end up sitting in my closet. Oops. Prepare thyself for earth tones. I know I have a problem, but again, they're all different. Like this one, which is my giant blanket skirt. Oh look, it's me realizing too late that I should have shaved my legs for this. 5 minutes and a few cuts later, dolphin smooth. Are you tired of watching me twirl yet? Well, here's some more. This skirt I haven't worn in like 7 years because I don't know what to do with my legs. And last but not least is trousers, which is probably the smallest amount of vintage that I own, mainly because there's nothing quite as sobering as seeing your flat butt in high-waisted pants. But they do make me feel like a boss bitch. These ones are military pants and I've been wearing them non-stop. And in case you forgot how small my butt is, here it is again. I love jodhpurs, but Lord help me, I can never get them to fit right. Also, these ones have a mysterious stain on the butt, and if you think that's gonna stop me from wearing them, you don't know me at all. So that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope that those of you that are as nosy as I am were fulfilled. I love you guys whether you're new or old to this channel. If you're new here and you feel like sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I upload every Friday, and we have fun here. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! Beep beep. Sir? No, no, no. I guess it serves me right for using one of your toys to prop up my microphone. Sit down or do something. Ew. I just feel like me sitting on the floor equates to instant playtime in your brain, huh? Piece of vintage items. No. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I can probably file this under videos that look easy, but take me all day, if not multiple days. But at least I get to listen to music and or my favorite murder. So all of these shots I'm probably either jamming out to music or listening to gruesome details of a grisly murder. Have fun guessing which one.
Take it off, soon it's all you can hear, but she's always a lady.
We'll go up into the sweetest sky of blue, and on ascending we will figure out a soup, but on returning to old terra firma we will be as one.